join me on the 29th of July and welcome to Bowling for Carp. Now this is my first episode down here, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, and next to it you'll see a little bell icon. If you hit that, that's pretty important, as that'll give you the updates and when I upload videos from here, and also of my day ticket diary. So hopefully you've hit that bell icon and the subscription button, and now you'll stay up to date. Now I'm down on the Bowl Syndicate, and this blog has been a long time coming. That's because I've been a member now for quite a few months, and because of me filming my day ticket diary and doing other film commitments, I've been finding it difficult to get down here and get the video rolling. So like with any big fishing, you've got to be down here, you've got to be active, and you've got to be moving around, priming spots and generally keeping an eye on the fish activity. Unfortunately I've not had that luxury, so when I come on this morning I thought it was going to be a little bit difficult to find the fish and see what they're doing. Unfortunately for me, the guy next door has picked up 5 fish since yesterday, so it's a little bit of a no-brainer where to come. I've dropped into the peg next to him and I'm sort of mimicking what he's doing. He's having them out at range, so I've spotted out probably about 4 kg of particle mix, and I've also put about 2 kg of chopped up boilie and whole boilie at 100 yards range. Now I've put 2 pop-ups over that, 2 Ronnie rigs, 1 yellow, 1 pink, and hopefully they will stop out now for the duration of the session. I've also put a bouncer rod out. Now you've probably seen from the previous footage, I've just put a solid bag out. Now I call that a bouncer rod because that's probably about 6 to 12 foot off the baited area, and I find that some of the fish hold off and bounce off onto the solid bag, and that's a little tactic that I've done for quite a few years, and sometimes it produces when the other baited area is not. So that's what I've done with the rods, and hopefully, because I am in the area, and obviously that guy next door hitting into a few fish, he also told me that the fish was also showing outside here and outside his swim late yesterday, so fingers crossed I can put a chunk on the mat and reap the rewards of somebody else having a few fish. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Put the house up as I just had a little bit of a downpour, so I'll put everything under here. So I'm going to get this session rolling and kick back, relax and wait for good things to happen. So until later, hopefully we'll have a good session. Speak to you shortly. Joining back to 6:30. Unfortunately I've got really nothing to report at the moment. However, I am having a few little issues with the floating weed. I'm getting big banks of weed just coming through the swim, and they've unfortunately taken out my right hand rod, so that's going to have to be brought in and put a solid bag on and put out onto the spots a bit later on. I have managed to save my 2 left hand rods, and I just managed to flick the weed off it before it got too bad, so they're continuing to be out there on that baited spot, and they're still fishing. I've just been having a little bit of social with the guys down to my right hand side who have already had a few fish, and while I was there I've probably seen about 6 fish show, so there's going to be looking like there might be a few more fish on the bank yet for them. But for me it's a waiting game, and I'm going to turn the camera off now, and hopefully I'll pick it up before I put my head down for the night and give you a little bit of an update there. So until later. Right, well, you joined me at 9:30, and this is going to be my last update now for the evening. Just a little note that I've had to bring in all my rods in the end, and that's because the other 2 rods on the left hand side that was out on the baited area distance unfortunately picked up some floating weed in the margins, so it was just easy just to bring them all in, re-clip them up, put fresh baits on and put them back out on the spots. I've just lifted my pod up a little bit higher just to give me more of a clearance out into the lake, because most of this weed is travelling down the margins, so hopefully me lifting that up will give me a little bit more clearance and weed free. As you can hear, the rain, which is predicted till tomorrow afternoon, has well and truly come, so I'm going to be busy bound for the night. So I'm going to get my head down, have an early night, and hopefully I'll come back to you with a fish in the night. But if not, I'll pick the camera up and we'll watch the morning develop. So until then, good night, speak to you shortly. Right, so I've just come next door and Jance has had a cracking result. This is the parrot at 29.5. He's also got one in the retainer as well. Good result. Yeah. Well, what an absolute cracking session Jan's having, hitting into one of the 18, which is the parrot. at 29.5. It usually does over 30, I believe now, but you know, they ain't long spawned on here, so they're probably just starting to build themselves up. I do believe it come out at 28 a few weeks ago, so it's definitely on the munch, and it won't be long before it's that magical 30. Unfortunately for me, all's quiet, but from talking to Jans yesterday, he's been coming down here, marking around, finding spots, priming spots, and generally been putting the effort in, and that effort once again equals the reward, and he's definitely reaping the rewards down there in the next swim down, so well done to him. Unfortunately for me, I've not been putting the effort in down here, and I'm not getting the rewards. All I've got to hope for is a chance bite, and fingers crossed that I do get that. But for now, I'm going to enjoy the morning. Unfortunately, I forgot my cup, and I'm having to resort to pot noodle, but that is carpy, isn't it? So I'm going to have me a brew and enjoy the morning. So until later, speak to you shortly. Well done, mate. How many's that now? 8.
Right.
It's a bit greedy, isn't he? Right, well, another awesome fish for Jan, and another £20 plus mirror hits the net. Good angling on his half, because he's been active, putting bait out on top of them and just keeping them there, and keeping them grubbing about. So really good angling, Jan, and well deserved. It's looking like I'm going to be going home blanking, unfortunately, but I'm not bothered. I'm out here enjoying myself, and obviously sharing other people's success is what carp fishing is all about. Just want to have a rewind back to where Jan was playing that fish, because I've been asked numerous times now, do the sailing boats make a difference to people, bites, and whether people pick up fish, and the answer to that is no, obviously, because You'll see the boats out there, and at times there was just meters from the back end of his swim and his baited area, so the fish are quite used to the boats, and they really make no difference to whether you get a bite or not. Just the same as the bird life, the fish totally as one with the bird life, and because the boats are always out, they're very much used to them as well. So I'm going to have a slow pack down, get busy, get my shelter down, and make way for the long walk back to the car park. So next time I get the camera up, I'll be bringing the session to an end. So until later, speak to you shortly. Right, well, it's time to bring the video blog to an end. Unfortunately I blanked, but I did manage to see some absolutely stunning carp on the mat. Just like to say a massive thank you to Jans and Stan for their input into the blog. It's going to be at least a month before I get down. That's because in 2 weeks time I'm due to visit Kingsbury Water Park with my good friend Daniel Weaver, who really knows the venue well, so that'll be a good intake for both you and myself if we go down there. And it's a place that holds absolutely some black stunning carp. So I'm going to put this, do a bit of car Tetris, get all my gear in the car and head off home. So until next time down here on Bowling for Carp, wet nets, tight lines, and I'll see you on my next video.